Hello, welcome to the Villages, Florida. My name is David. I'm a realtor with Florida Realty Investments, and every week I take a close look at the real estate market here in the Villages. I'm going to orient you as to where the Villages is located. We are in Central Florida. The map you're looking at is showing you all active listings on the MLS as of today. Size of the circle denotes the size of the home, and the color of the circle denotes its price per square foot. That will be the case for all these maps that I show you, and you can see that it does indeed locate each home individually. The Villages is a 55 plus community. We have golf courses spread throughout, championship and executive. We have recreation, shopping, dining, and live entertainment in four town squares every night of the week. If you want to know what's happening to the real estate market here, what long term trends are, where properties are selling, where they aren't selling, this is the show for you. I'm going to break the Villages into four distinct geographic regions so you can compare between them. And a couple of things to note, the Villages has two distinct real estate marketplaces, the MLS and the VLS. The VLS is the Village's own internal marketplace. It's the only place you'll find new listings, but pre-owned homes are both on VLS and MLS. So if you're a buyer and you're only seeing VLS or you're only seeing MLS, you're only seeing about half of the properties available for sale. All of the information I'm presenting here is drawn from the MLS. The other point is that we produce this show every Monday. Make sure you check the date to ensure you're getting the most recent information. And as you look at this video, you get some sense as to the wide variety of homes available here. But it's worth noting that whether you have the least expensive home or the most expensive home, you have the same use of the amenities: golf, pickleball, recreation centers, swimming pools, etc. If you need to reach me, I can be reached either at DavidisinFlorida.com or DavidisinFlorida@gmail.com. Be happy to help you with any questions you have. If you're a buyer looking for a good deal, I think you'll find our data-driven approach will help you find one. And if you're a seller, I think you'll find our approach will help you justify the highest reasonable asking price. So with that out of the way, let's take a look at what's happening in the Villages real estate market this week. As always, we have a lot to cover, and there is both good and bad news. And also, stay tuned. I have a big announcement coming up. But let's start with taking a look at total listings. Exactly 550 listings as of today. We've come down markedly from a high of over 700 listings earlier in the year, and we're back to almost exactly the same level of listings as we had same time a year ago. Here we look at all listings and how long they've been on the market. Median time for all MLS active listings today, 66 days. Looks like we're heading towards longer periods of time on the market ahead. List price per foot, still one of the most popular charts we have. You can see the median price per foot is back below 250 a foot at 249.74. We've really been holding within a dollar of 250 a foot for several weeks now. Since we're focusing on listings, let me show you how the Villages compares. I've broken it into four separate regions from the older part of the Villages to the newest part of the Villages. This map is showing you all active MLS listings as of today, 550. Each of these circles represents an active listing. Size of the circle represents the size of the home. Bigger the circle, bigger the home. And the color of the circle represents its price per square foot. The brighter the circle, the more expensive per square foot. Now let's go through the four regions, and after describing them to you, I'll give you a comparison on prices and size ranges. The first area is the area I describe as the north. This is the older part of the Villages. This is everything south of Highway 42 and north of 466. This week in the north, 238 active listings. Second area is the mid-north, still one of the most popular areas here, referred to commonly as between the sixes, since it's south of 466 and north of 466A. This week, 139 active listings. This is the Mid-South, at one point the newest part of the Villages. Today, the South is the direction of future growth. The Mid-South is the area south of 466A and north of Highway 44. As of today, 68 active listings on the MLS. And the fourth area is the South. This is the direction of the Village's future growth. This is everything south of Highway 44. As of today, 105 active listings in the South. Now let's take a look at how the different regions compare in terms of the size of the homes and the price of the homes. So we'll start by taking a look at the villages as a whole. This is a summary. You can see 550 active listings. You can see size ranges from smallest to largest and the median size. Similarly, least expensive, most expensive, median price, and least expensive, most expensive, and median price on a per square foot basis. Now I'll show you how the four regions compare. This is the same information, but broken down by region. You can see north, mid-north, mid-south, and south, how many listings there are in each region, the size ranges of the homes for sale there, price ranges, and price per foot ranges. I did point this out last week, and I think it's worth mentioning. On a price per foot basis, the least expensive home in the north is almost half the price of the least expensive home on a per foot basis in the south. Here's a visual representation of the path of the village's growth. You can see the year of construction on the x-axis below and how many listings there are on the y-axis to the left. And you can see that construction in the villages began in the north, has been moving south ever since, and essentially is only taking place in the south now. Now we'll look at what changed last week, how many homes entered the market as new listings and how many left the market because they went pending. What you're looking at here is a 4-week average. I'll show you the actual weekly data points in a second. But over the last 4 weeks, there have been on average less than one more new listing than homes that went pending. The market pretty much in balance over the last 4 weeks. And here you can see the actual weekly readings. This is showing you the difference between new listings and pending home sales on a week by week basis. Last week, there were exactly as many new homes being listed as went pending, 36, I believe. The difference is 0. Let's take a closer look at the homes that went pending over the last 7 days. This map is showing you the location of each of the 36 homes going pending on the MLS of the last week. And here we look at the average over the last 4 weeks for the pending time on the market. And the 4 week average is 46 days on the market for homes going pending. Here we look once again at the homes going pending, and we're looking at the last 7 days, how long those homes were on the market. The 4 week average over the last 28 days is 46 days on the market for all MLS listings going pending. This chart is a good place to explain how some of these terms can be misleading. When you see median and average, what this means is that every week I take the median price per foot and then I average that median price per foot over 4 weeks. So that's why you see 4 week average of the median price. Whenever you see 4 week average of a median, that's what I'm doing. The median price for the homes going pending over the last 4 weeks is $239.82 a foot. And here we're looking at the last 7 days, and we're looking at the homes going pending. What was the price change from the original asking price? The median price change over the last 7 days is a 5.61% reduction from the original asking price. Here you can see the location of the 36 new listings that were added to the MLS system in the villages last week. And before we talk about the homes that closed, here's a visual representation. These are the 48 homes that closed in the MLS over the last 7 days. And now, time for the announcement. And the announcement is this. I intend to broadcast this only 3 more times. To be quite frank, I did think that this would be a valuable resource and I would get more response from the community. I certainly appreciate my subscribers and I really appreciate all the encouragement that I've received from so many of you. But the fact of the matter is that I have one Patreon member. I'd like to thank him sincerely from the bottom of my heart for being a member, but I'm getting $5 a month from this gentleman, for which I'm very grateful. Nobody else really seems to feel that this channel has much value. I'm happy to continue doing it for 3 more weeks. But I'm just giving you a heads up that that will be the end of this channel, except for occasional amusing things that I post for my own amusement. And with that, on we go. So as you've just seen, the number of homes closing over the last 7 days is 48, but the average number of homes closing over the last 4 weeks is just under 39. We are heading into a busier part of our sales season now, so we'll see how this compares to prior years. Here's the same information, but presented in a way to give you some sense of seasonality. You can see the weeks of the year on the x-axis below, number of sales per week, y-axis to the left, and 2022, 23, 24, and 25 data points. The red line is 2025. Um, it would seem to me that we have been slightly ahead of last year's sales levels consistently this year. This is the same information, but just smoothed to a 4-week average. Presents essentially the same information as the prior chart, but just smoothed so that there's less variability. Here we're looking at how long the homes that closed were on the market, the median days on the market, 4-week average of that measure, as I described earlier, 47 days, the average of the median time on the market for the homes closing. And here's the median price per square foot for the homes that closed over the last 7 days, averaged over the last 4 weeks. For those of you who are curious as to how the price per square foot for homes that are currently listed, new listings, homes going pending, and homes closing, how the price per square foot differs between those, I will cover that coming up. But before that, a quick summary. Here you can see the 4 areas of the villages, north, mid-south, and south. You can see how many active listings there are for this week and for the prior 6 weeks. If the number is an increase from the previous week, it's highlighted in green. If it's a decrease, it's highlighted in red. But as I continually point out, this does not indicate positive and negative. If the number of listings increases and you're a seller, you would not see that as a positive. So let's start in our comparison between active, pending, and closed with prices. Here we're looking at active listings currently, 550 of them. You can see how many of them fall into each of these price buckets, 300 to 400,000, the most active with 213 of the listings in that range. Same information. Here we're looking at the homes that went pending in the villages over the last 60 days, 162 of them, 54 in the $300,000 to $400,000 range, but 40 in the $200,000 to $300,000 range. And here are the price buckets for the homes closing over the last 60 days. They numbered 322, 102 of those in the $300,000 to $400,000 range, but 90 in the $200,000 to $300,000 range. Now we'll look at price per foot. We'll start by looking at all active MLS listings, 550 of them. 150 of those are in the 225 to 250 price range, 135 in the 250 to 270 a foot price range. Pending prices per square foot, 162 homes went pending in the villages over the last 60 days, 40 of those in the 225 to 250 price range, and more homes went pending in the 200 to 225 price range than in the 250 to 275 price range. And the same information for the homes closing over the last 60 days, 322 of them, 78 in the 225 to 250 price range, 69 in the 200 to 225 price range, which is larger than the 53 in the 250 to 275 price range. Here we're looking at all MLS listings once again, and this time we're looking at what percentage have reduced their asking price from the original asking price. 58% have reduced the asking price from the original price. And here we keep track of what the actual price reduction is. Median price reduction for all MLS listings as of today, the 24th of November 2025, is a 4.37% price reduction. And looking at this graph, it certainly appears as if this measure is another one that will be creeping higher. If you're a buyer and you're trying to find a good deal here in the villages, or you're a seller and you're trying to maximize your return in a reasonable period of time, please reach out to me at either DavidisinFlorida.com or DavidisinFlorida@gmail.com. I'll be happy to research properties for you, answer questions about life in Central Florida or life in the villages itself. If you have any questions, once again, DavidisinFlorida.com, DavidisinFlorida@gmail.com. Please reach out if you have any questions. Hope to hear from you. Take care.